Hello, and a merry Monday morning to you, my coffee crumble cakes of fantastical, funfetti frosting buckets. Coffee cheers to you. It is I, Hallie, with today's weekly reading book review. It was a wild week, as per usual, but I did manage to finish 3 little books. So let's talk about those, shall we? So pour yourself a cup of coffee should you like to talk about stories, and here we go. Okay, the very first one I finished, I told you when my brain's in a funky funk, go back to a old favorite. So this is James and the Giant Peach by the one and only Roald Dahl. As I mentioned, well, actually last week, I finished listening to all the podcast episodes of The Secret History of Roald Dahl podcast. So good. Stuff I never do. Love that. Great conversation about separating art from the artist from a whole different bunch of perspectives in one of the bonus episodes, and thoroughly enjoyed the dark quirkiness of Roald Dahl as ever. I think it explains a lot about me and many of us. Anyway, and then next I read This Story Might Save Your Life by Tiffany Crum, 2 bestie podcasters. It's kind of like back and forth between perspectives, and she goes missing. She also has narcolepsy and things happen. So their podcast, why the title is kind of like they do disaster survival stories, and very interesting. So I like the Hollywood setting. Yeah, BFFs. Okay, Story Might Save Your Life. Mystery, thriller-ish. Okay, there were some trigger warnings for miscarriage. Put that in there. And then the only other one I finished in like a day was Taming of the Shrew, Shakespeare. So many thoughts on this one. It's a little controversial, obviously, submissive wife, blah. But it also has a frame story of someone having a prank pulled on them. So I'm going to go with that version. Also, another playwright wrote an unofficial sequel where the women get revenge on Petruchio. So take that for what it's worth and open to interpretations. Cool? That's all I read, guys. I did start and was in the middle of this one, but I'm slogging and I started another one I'll show you. So currently sort of reading but put down Last Night in Brooklyn. Sorry, I can't say that name right now. Gonzalez wrote this. She also wrote like another art book, Somebody Has the Last Word, which is in my TBR. Just didn't get to it, but this one was short and I thought I'll do this one first. Also, it is really pretty. Like, I love the like pink and yellow, and it makes me think of like the box of nerds that had like lemonade on one side and pink lemonade on the other. Just me, 80s child. What? So Last Night in Brooklyn is okay. It's I don't know if it's historical fiction. It's early aughts, so maybe when like Hillary and Obama are competing for the Democratic presidential nomination against each other, and Clinton's, and then there's artists in Brooklyn, but fancy people are starting to move in because they're about to build the Nets stadium, and there's artists, but there's also drugs and drinking, and it's just not my art scene, so I don't really know what's happening here or why. And so I started instead, because felt a lot more comfortable carrying this to church yesterday. This is The Princess Swap. I love these books. This is by Kim Bussing, and it's just so pretty. I mean, pink and purple. Hello. Yes. And so this one is Snow White and the Dragon and Sleeping Beauty and the 7 Dwarfs, and it's fairy tale mashup, giving the princesses a lot more personality and agency than perhaps you would like to critique them for in the Disneyfication of said very dark fairy tales. So yeah, I'm not to the dragons yet, but we are mixing potions and we have swapped places, and it's so much fun. So love what Kim has done with fairy tales and princesses. She has 3 out right now. I believe a 4th is coming. I'm so excited. So love these, love these, love these. Princess Swap. Highly recommend. And these are from Random House Kids right now. They actually sent me this one. Thank you so much, Random House Kids. Love it. Okay. And then I did see Devil Wears Prada 2. I know there are polar opinions of it. I, however, loved it, and I'm making my husband go and see it with me again because he's a huge Emily Blunt fan. And she stole the show. I mean, it was all great, in my opinion. We can discuss it off camera if I know you in real life. Anyway, so last night we rewatched, just because there's so many throwbacks, not just the score, not just the outfits, a lot of great stuff. So rewatched the original. And yes, I know it so well that when my DVD skipped, I could tell my husband everything that happened in that one scene. Okay, Yeah, I'm running out of coffee. You? Okay. And then reading next, I am cat sitting later this week, so I have a pile, but I brought like 4 over. 4. That's 4 there. I'm fine. Next on my Shakespeare alphabetical quest is The Tempest, which I just saw. Kenny Branagh is returning to RSC, I think, or maybe the Globe. I don't know. He's going to be Prospero in an upcoming production. Don't care so much about that. I do love the fact that everybody thinks, oh, it's Shakespeare's final play, and they think it's all of his philosophy. But hi, writers, we write things we don't necessarily believe, so take it as a story, kids. Yeah? Okay. Also, for book club next week, our book of the month is LANNY by Max Porter. I know nothing about it except for there's really fun page layout and sentence funky structure you can kind of see through there. I've heard some people are struggling. I don't care. It looks pretty. It's cute. It's little. And Katie loved it and recommended it. So I'm gonna read that and come up with some question cards for book club next week. I know I've said it before, but this is the week. We're reading Grandpere'S Ghost Swamp by Rachel M. Marsh. Looking forward to it. And I haven't picked up this one since I was at Highlights last fall. This is a Grammar of Fantasy by Giovanni Rodari. It's translated from the Italian, just kind of nonfiction, talking about storytelling, and stunning illustrations by Matthew Forsyth, and a foreword. Oh no, it's translated by Jack Sipes, but he's also a fairy tale guy, so you may know that name. Anyway, stunning book. I just need to get back to it, and it's pretty and pink, and I want to read it, and it was good. I just, it's nonfiction, and I put it down, so silly me. Okay, that's all I got, kids. Had 2 auditions this weekend. I'm still sending out May Crambox birthday happy mail. If you join the Crambox, I would really appreciate your patronage, and thank you so much for those of you who are in the Crambox. If your mail hasn't arrived, let me know. I can resend it. But this month comes with stickers and a hand-painted watercolor swatch bookmark I made for you with a little note on the back. So love you much. Let me know what stories you're reading, loving, enjoying, and I'll talk at you later. Okay, bye.